Your nav state with TACAN is perfect. We're seeing near zero aileron trim. Out of 112K, 4.8 knots.
It was so much fun getting to work with my team, and we have some problems. We lost connection a few times, but just going through and asking like, hey, does that sound better? Does this sound better? How is it working? Trying to problem solve really quickly. It was so much fun. We were all cheering afterward when we finally got our sat back down to the ground and everything and got all of our data put together. It was really great.
I actually wanted to be an industrial engineer, and I was able to go to SpaceTrek, and it was a week-long program at that time that exposed young girls to different aspects of the aerospace field, and that's when I really was able to find that is my passion. And I loved aerospace. I loved communications mostly, and that is what led me to go to the Space Science Center for the Space Systems Engineering program at Morehead State University.
The mission is to measure the temperature of the atmosphere up to 5 kilometers. And to do that, girls very much go through the same process that the aerospace engineers here at Morehead State University Space Science Center do. So having a meaningful challenge is very, very important.
So we have a undergraduate engineering program. It's an aerospace program called the Bachelor of Science in Space Systems Engineering. And SpaceTrek is a critical pipeline to young people in the program, particularly young women. Most engineering programs have something like 10 or 12% young women in their populations. And we have something like 35 to 40% young women. And that unusual number of young women in our undergraduate program we can directly attribute to the SpaceTrek Summer Institute. So it is our top and most important recruiting event for young women in the program.
There's a lot of leadership opportunities for these students, and so that enables them to also develop those leadership skills and professionalism skills. In addition, there's the mentoring that the SpaceTrek provides, and the mentoring that allows the students to network and get to know those mentors and feel comfortable.
At first glance, they are completely just overwhelmed because they're given 1 to 2 weeks to perform these huge tasks that make it feel like a huge mountain, where they go through a whole array of emotions just to find out that, oh, I could totally do this. They are able to succeed at it at this clearly large, impressive objective. So it really pulls them into this field that shows them in a primarily male-dominated field like many STEM areas are, that they can do it, and it pulls them in.
When you think of Kentucky, you typically think of the bourbon industry, the distillation industry, the thoroughbred industry. Those are important industries, but they're financially not nearly as important, believe it or not, as aerospace. The distillation industry is maybe $6 billion, thoroughbred industry, $5 billion or so. Aerospace in Kentucky is about a $14 billion industry.
It's amazing. Like the amount of like content in these presentations is like really good, and really like they develop a whole mission in 2 weeks. That's like impressive. And most of them like didn't have like a lot of background before,